Most people believe confidence is what earns respect. That if you speak clearly, stand tall, and sound sure of yourself, people will take you seriously. But that's not actually how it works, because you've probably met someone who wasn't loud, who wasn't impressive, who didn't try to dominate the room, yet the moment they spoke, everyone listened. They didn't project confidence. They didn't try to persuade anyone. They didn't raise their voice or demand attention. They were calm, and the room adjusted to them naturally. You might notice it at work, in a meeting, or even in a casual conversation. Someone makes a simple observation, and suddenly people pause, lean in, and listen. It isn't because they shouted or exaggerated. It's because they exude something that's felt before it's heard. Today, I want to explain the real signal people respect, and why confidence, by itself, is often a weak substitute. Confidence is popular advice because it's visible. You can see it, you can imitate it, you can even fake it for a short time. That's also why it fails so often. When confidence isn't backed by internal stability, it turns into behaviors people instinctively distrust. Talking too much, over-explaining, needing agreement, reacting immediately when challenged. All of these signal need, even if you sound confident. This is why the loudest person in the room often holds the least authority. Confidence tries to convince. Respect doesn't. Respect comes from how little you actually need to. People aren't thinking consciously, "This person deserves my respect." Their nervous system answers a quieter, more subtle question. Is this person steady when pressure appears? Pressure doesn't mean conflict. It means uncertainty, being interrupted, being disagreed with, being ignored, not getting immediate validation. These moments reveal far more than confident words ever could. Not through what you say, but through how you respond. Think about the last time someone subtly challenged your opinion in a group. Maybe they doubted your idea or questioned your approach. A confident person might argue harder. An insecure person might fidget, over-explain, or get defensive. A person who earns respect, they remain composed. They acknowledge the challenge, stay grounded, and move forward without desperation. That is the real signal. Emotional self-control under pressure, not emotional suppression, not pretending you don't care, but the ability to remain grounded when there's nothing to gain, when no one is watching, when no outcome depends on your reaction. When someone can't shake you emotionally, they treat you differently. Because emotional control signals abundance. It communicates, "I'm not desperate for this outcome. I'm not threatened by this moment. I don't need to rush." And abundance, not confidence, creates real authority. Think about the leaders you admire. Often they speak less, but are listened to more. They pause. They let attention exist without trying to control every reaction. That is not laziness. That is power. That is the invisible authority that earns respect without effort. Most tests of respect happen unconsciously. People don't plan them. They just happen naturally. Someone interrupts you. Do you immediately jump back in to reclaim attention? Someone challenges your opinion. Do you rush to justify yourself, explain every detail, or react emotionally? A conversation goes quiet. Do you feel compelled to fill the silence? These moments aren't about dominance. They're about containment. People are watching to see, will you stay centered, or will you collapse into urgency? Urgency is one of the fastest ways to lose respect. Not assertiveness, not emotion. Urgency. When you rush to be understood, to be liked, to correct perception, to resolve discomfort, You signal need, and need subtly changes how people relate to you. It tells them, this matters more to me than it does to you. Even if they can't explain it, they feel it immediately. Power feels calm. Need feels loud. High-status behavior is almost always quiet. It looks like slower responses, fewer words, minimal explanation, comfort with silence, letting minor misunderstandings exist, not because the person is acting or playing a role, but because they aren't pulled by every moment. They don't try to win interactions. They allow time to work in their favor. This isn't dominance, it's self-containment. This isn't about acting confident, it's about removing unnecessary reactions. Pause 1 second before responding. Say less than feels comfortable. Let tension exist without trying to fix it. Notice where you rush and choose not to. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Then something changes. People slow down around you. They test you less. They listen more carefully. Because they sense something rare. You don't get pulled emotionally. Confidence tries to convince. Control doesn't need to. People don't respect who talks the most. They respect who stays grounded when pressure appears. That's the real signal. And once you see it, you'll notice it everywhere. Even in subtle ways. A friend deflecting gossip calmly. A colleague handling criticism without reaction. A stranger negotiating without urgency. All of these small demonstrations of self-containment register subconsciously. They communicate authority far more clearly than any loud proclamation ever could. Notice how people gravitate toward calm individuals, how they listen more closely, how they test them less. This is not magic, it's psychology. It's not manipulation, it's human instinct. The next time you're in a room, pay attention. Who do people stop and really listen to? Who feels in control without trying? Who holds the quiet power? You'll see that it's rarely the loudest, the flashiest, or the most confident. It's the person who remains steady, composed, and unshakable. That is the real signal people respect. And it's something you can cultivate. Something that starts small, in tiny reactions, in moments of uncertainty. Something that grows every time you choose calm over urgency. Once you master it, everything changes. Conversations, negotiations, relationships, even your own sense of self. People don't just respect you because of what you say. They respect you because of how you exist under pressure. That is the quiet power. That is the real signal people respect. Notice these signals in your own life. The small, subtle choices you make today compound over time. If you want to see more insights on psychology, influence, and self-mastery, explore the other videos on this channel and start applying the principles that quietly earn respect. I'll catch you in the next video.